Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today I'm going to show you how to save yourself a lot of programming and hassles. First I just wanted to go over, if you like these sort of topics that I'm about to present, among others that I usually present, if you go over to the quantlabs.net/book, get yourself signed up for a variety of free books and get some PDFs while you're at it, and join the uh, list, daily newsletter list. Okay, so let's get into MotiveWave. Here you're looking at MotiveWave. As some may know, some may not know, that I've spent about close to a week trying to code up things where I didn't need to code up. For one of the first things I do, and this is using crypto now, this can be applied to any broker or data provider in MotiveWave. I'm using crypto right now. Always remember that you cannot trade with MotiveWave. In terms, you can't send out orders with MotiveWave, but you can scan and look at data within MotiveWave, and there's some really cool stuff here that you can do. I thought this would be a really powerful one. In here in the scan section, or page as they call it, I created a scan here. I'm going to edit it. And what we're doing is we're scanning a study. And originally, when you program, I was trying to merge two different studies, indicators into a piece of code to do what I'm about to show you. But digging deeper into MotiveWave, you finally realize that there's a lot more functionality there where you don't need to code things up. So here, I'm not going to show you how to use this scanner, but here we can load in a watch list, a GDAX, which has 12 different instruments. Also, we could set the bar size. This might be an interesting trick I never thought of. If you're scanning for anything, for pretty well any asset class, you're going to do maybe one scan for intraday and another scan for daily. And if you do the 1 day, that will help confirm that what you're seeing in the 15-minute would be applicable to daily data, meaning that the trend that you're scanning for may actually last longer than just a couple hours. It could last for a day, a couple of days, who knows. I'm going to take this out for now, but I just wanted to highlight that to you as a test, to test if there is a trend that you can scan it at the intraday level in 15-minute or an hourly or even 4-hour, and then scan it on the daily 1 day to see if it's going to go beyond intraday. Also in the studies, this is the important part. In here, I'm using 15-minute data. Of course, I've mentioned this before, that these dates are messed up. If I went with bar sizes and just stuck with daily data, like maybe I should, and then leave that, and then take this one out. And then you go into the study. So these are default settings for the, as I always have been testing with, the Bollinger Bandwidth. This is what I've been trying to code up, but here it is that you can do visually in MotiveWave itself. So here, this is standard Bollinger Bandwidth. Nothing special, it's all default, but you can, of course, customize it to your liking. Here, the RSI is the same, all default, set 70, 50, 30, and an extra set of options, so we can update that. The next step is the key. Okay, so you could set criteria for two different scans, or you could even add more criteria if you want and add more studies. What I find, the more you add to it, the longer your scans will be. So you want to minimize your studies. But here you can combine different studies or indicators into one scan, and that will help you find the optimal instruments that you're trying to scan. So if I look at BB width, and here in the criteria, It's pretty simple. Default parameter. Use the current bar. The BB width that I've shown before is less than the relative comparison. This is not an ideal test. So at that result, the BB width has to be less than the price bar using the close. Most of the time, this should trigger. And then here is the RSI, and here in the RSI, we just do standard trigger at meeting criteria where the RSI has to cross above 50. So combined with the BB width where it's very low, very tight Bollinger Band width difference between the upper and lower band, and that when the price starts to move up, don't do anything until you see the RSI pass through 50. So that's all cool. So now I can do a scan. So hopefully we'll see some opportunities here. It really depends upon the market conditions. Looks like there is not a lot. I did see some really nice ones for Litecoin earlier today and BTC against US dollar. So let me just change this and change this to 15 minutes just for hopefully it's more frequent, higher probability of triggering or having some kind of result. So hopefully this will work. Okay, so we do have one where it's again the BTC against the British pound. So what I would typically look for is an excellent rating. So when you look at the chart here, all of the indicators or studies are included in the chart, and you can see what's going on here. So you can see that the BB width is historically low, which is what you want. And you can see for the last couple of hours it has been hovering at 50. On top of, there's been some slow building up since about 7 p.m. Actually, since 2 p.m. So what's the price that's moved up? So we're moving from 5,800 to just roughly 600. So those are pretty decent moves in a matter of 8 hours from 3 p.m. to 21 p.m. So there might be some moving up here. So on top of this, what we can do now is for this particular, call it trading opportunity that I just also learned, is you can apply components here. All your components here can be applied. So for instance, if you know the price will go up and you set your target at just a simple one here, actually what you could do is take the extended trend line from, let's say, here. Okay, so you take this and see if this will break through. Something like that. So if we know a price is going to break through, what we could do here is we could set an alert for that condition. Okay. So here we can create an alert, and then you can see here on the price when it breaks through or crosses above the trend, we can do about a bunch of things. We could do an email alert, which I plan to do and put that in as part of my signals. We could set ranges on when we want this trade to actually happen, but it's crypto, so it's 24/7, and then we could set a trade once that condition's met and automatically trigger an actual an actual purchase. But what we could also do, just as a simple example here, is let me just see if I can grab this stupid thing and maybe just maybe maybe do something smarter and just use like a horizontal. So if I know the price breaks through here, because we know here price is being established, right? Or sorry, the support's being established. You can see here over the last number of hours. Here's a support, a little bit of support here, but definitely support here. And if we know that the price breaks through here, we could put a trade in for a long, or maybe another one long here as a potential short opportunity. So there's lots of experimentation we can put through here based upon this opportunity. Now, one of the things I think it's really important to know about this is how you have the Bitcoin against it's not Bitcoin against US dollar, it's not Bitcoin against euro, it's not Bitcoin against something else. It's only Bitcoin against British pound. I have no idea why this is, but it's possible that this may turn into a trading opportunity. And you could also say the same thing with any asset class or any data provider, be it IQFeed with stocks or obviously interactive brokers or Forex. This could be universally applied. And you can also apply any of these, well, I should say any, but some of these components and set trigger long and shorts based upon what you see and the scan. The thing here, which this is a very, very powerful feature, I put a question on the forum to see if you can schedule this scan and have it scan every hour, every half hour, and then just be able to maybe look for other opportunities that may pop up in the same trading conditions in an hour, 4 hours, 6 hours from now, and just have it automatically scan every couple hours or once a day or whatever you want to set, so that you can now trigger new opportunities as they come up, which would be extremely powerful. This is alone is good, but I hope that there would be ability, or there is maybe ability for scheduling, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. Anyways, that's pretty well one of the tips that I've learned. So again, if you're into this, go over to quantlabs.net/book. One other highlight, just so you know, it's Black Friday, the weekend. What we're doing here is, if you go to the store, which is now a Shopify store, where is it? Right here, store. And if you look to the Quant Elite, if you buy that right now, I'm going to give you a 2-year membership. Plus, you'll be able to keep the analytics service, because some of the features with MotiveWave will enable me to do things like where I'll be able to give you my entire environment through a Dropbox environment that you subscribe to, and you'll get it next to in real time. I'll be able to give you analysis, research files. I'll be able to give you all of this stuff courtesy of the power of MotiveWave from what I'm seeing. Some of the features I'm referring to is analysis, exporting and importing analysis, the ability to do something called a repository in MotiveWave. So if you look for those features, these are the sort of things that will help you out. But that will not exist after Monday, Cyber Monday. So current $9.97 will give you 2 years plus, including the analytics. After Cyber Monday, it'll be $9.97 for 1 year for programming stuff, plus all the courses that you know about, plus no more analytics. So that will be all changing as of after Cyber Monday. So that's pretty well it. Hopefully this will help you out, and we shall talk to you later. Have a good day.